guys. Thank you for tuning in to Michael London Radio. I want to talk to you guys about a very strikingly interesting topic. I came across this topic by virtue of an email where a woman was discussing some family issues, basically, and she began to discuss about how some African American women who are single mothers portray their sons to be the man of the house sometimes, and often taking that whole thing a little too far. When I say taking it too far, like almost to the sense of giving them the same privileges or respect level that you would give your spouse. What I also wanted to say to that is that, okay, a child needs to remain what they are, a child. I don't care how old that they are. Yes, respect level and freedom and all of that can be earned, but I often see with the African American single mothers that they play sometimes, not all, but there are a large class majority of them that play the surrogate husband syndrome. And the surrogate husband syndrome, of course, is to those who are single, newly single, or have been single for some time, and they play that role very well where their children or their male children in some cases become like the husband figure of the house. And sometimes, there's nothing wrong with assuring that there is a male presence there and protection and stability and different things that some females look for in familyhood. What the problem comes is that in some of these cases, these mothers are going beyond the extreme. You should never be addressing your relationship to certain measures with your child, discussing your relationship, discussing their fathers with them in inappropriate ways, discussing what goes on in your bedroom, discussing what happens with your boyfriends, discussing even to the measure who you should and should not be dating as a parent. Those things is out of their league. Those things are out of their arena to be open to. And I understand wanting to know if your children are warm towards this individual that you're dating that could potentially be long-term or may even turn into a marriage. And all of those things are in their perspective. But there's a dimension that some women are taking with this surrogate husbandry with their sons that is going strictly too far. And even some who are just way too open in the sense that in some formation mentally, if not physically, they are demasculizing their sons with exposing themselves. And some of you may be scratching your head at this point, like wondering, what in the world am I really trying to say, or what am I talking about? I'm talking about some mothers who are just too free in front of their sons. They have seen them naked or almost naked or whatever, and just things like that should not take place. There's a boundary in the family that needs to be maintained. No one should be looking on any of their relatives, for that matter, in the nude. So there's just a lot of things that the family unit needs to tighten up, and some are wondering why they are remaining single, and it has a lot to do with their perception of certain things, how to handle children and how to handle relationships, and Setting appropriate boundaries. Boundaries are something that should never leave child rearing. There are certain things you just don't discuss with your children, and with maturity, they gain the ground to be able to, express themselves, or, different things like that, but never that you should be consulting your children. Your children should never be involved in your personal relationships to that dimension. They should also not play the card with whether if you decide to date someone or not, whether if they are in agreement with it or not. That is not their place. It is also not their place to jump in and fight to get rid of someone out of your life or a relationship or etc. That's not their place. Now, if you're being abused and there are other things going on that are contributing to why this child may jump into that relationship on those terms, that's almost understandable, but it's almost still not their place. So, in terms of protecting their mom, etc., and whoever else may be in the household, that's to be understood. But just casually, just because they don't like who you're dating, they want to argue, pick arguments and pick fights and things of that nature and be disrespectful in hopes that they actually get rid of this person. It's just going too far. So for those of you that want to share some thoughts on your son is not your husband, or surrogate husband syndrome in the family unit, I want you guys to give me your feedback, drop your comments, drop your topic suggestions, or if you want to, delve into this and get into it further and discuss other issues or scenarios of things that you have heard or seen or that you're aware of, or something that may be even going on in your own family, or something that you're dealing with. Maybe you are the mother who, unbeknown to yourself, has your son in this surrogate husbandry. So I just want to discuss that and talk about that. Remember to check me out on Twitter, Michael London TV on Twitter, www.michaellondon.webs.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Much love to you.